We're standing on more than 200 acres of untouched forest right in the city of Greensboro. This is Guilford Woods, and thanks to a new partnership, it will be protected for generations to come. Jim, tell us about the space we're in.
So we're in the Guilford College Woods. I mean, in total acreage, probably about 200 acres of mostly mature hardwood forest. It's been here for a long, long time. It has an incredible history in terms of connection to the Revolutionary War battle. It's a documented site on the National Underground Railroad Network, has documented this as a site that was active sort of 1830s, 40s, and probably Quaker conscientious objectors hid out in these woods to avoid being drafted into the Confederate Army back during the war between the states. And it's been part of Guilford College's educational program for a long time. When I was a student at Guilford, I had biology classes come out here. When I taught at Guilford for 20 plus years, I brought my classes out here. And then it's been a recreational area, particularly for the neighbors here. There's lots of people who walk their dogs, and it's been relatively unknown, I guess, in the larger Greensboro community, but in this area it's been well kept and well loved secret.
But a big one. I mean, this is a big area.
It's huge, yeah. And you think about it in terms of Greensboro, it's probably the largest contiguous area within the city limits, apart from the parks that are connected to the reservoirs up there. So to be able to preserve this in perpetuity is just a phenomenally great thing.
How has it stayed this way? Because there's so much growth happening all around us, you know.
Right.
Was it just because it was that little secret?
Well, there have been threats to development in fairly recent times. For the biggest one was in the mid-1990s when they were getting ready to build what was that then called Painter Boulevard. That became, Bryan Boulevard. They changed it, but the route for Painter Boulevard was planned to come right through these woods. And members of the college faculty and the college administration were severely opposed to that. It's an important wildlife corridor because there's a creek that runs out of this lake and then runs up under Bryan Boulevard and up to eventually Horsepen Creek. So deer and other animals, we have beaver now in this pond over here because of that wildlife corridor.
So tell us what is happening now with Piedmont Land Conservancy.
Right. So what's happened now is that the college has entered into a formal agreement with Piedmont Land Conservancy. Piedmont Land Conservancy launched a $8.5 million capital campaign to raise money in order to purchase from the college a conservation easement on 120 of the acres here, which is the bulk of it and really the most important ecological part of it.
With your long-term connections to Guilford College, what does this mean to you to know that this will be protected for children, grandchildren, and many, many generations to come?
Wow, Rosemary, that I don't think anybody's really asked me that question. It's personally incredibly meaningful to me, in part because I was a student at Guilford College who walked in these woods and came to love them just for that reason. And then as a longtime faculty member, just being able to see the value that this forest had for not only for education, but just for the personal lives of my students and myself and my colleagues, and for the other people that come out here and pick up trash as they're walking their dogs, who just love this place. I mean, the conservation value, the ecological value of this to the city of Greensboro is powerful. It filters water, it filters air, it captures carbon, it helps keep the green in Greensboro.
Kevin, tell us how PLC got involved with this project.
So the Land Conservancy, we've been talking to Guilford College faculty and alums for, well, we're 35 years old. And we were founded by a Guilford alum. So we've been thinking about these woods for 35 plus years. We've had conversations on and off, and then finally they came to fruition over the last year, and this is our shot. It's our chance to preserve this property. A lot of people in Greensboro don't realize we actually bought Price Park and gave it to the city of Greensboro back in 1999. So that was our enduring project in Greensboro, and this is a chance to add on to it because Guilford Woods connects to Price Park, and if we're successful, the total protected area will be about 245 acres.
Yeah. Guilford College has been such good stewards of this area for so many years. What changes now with Piedmont Land Conservancy coming in?
So the beauty of it is almost nothing will change. The public will formally have access to the property to come out and go walking on it. The only thing that changes is the fear of neighbors and the community that something might happen to this property. It becomes permanently protected with a conservation easement that the Conservancy will hold. We have a wonderful park system and great trails and great little pocket parks, but this would be one of the real jewels of that system.
What do you dream for this park when you look at it now?
We have very few truly mature hardwood forests in the Piedmont. Almost everything in central North Carolina was cut in the 20s or 30s or 40s. This was not. And a chance for kids, their minds are so amazing, but they see a tree like this behind us, and they didn't even know trees could be that big because they're just used to seeing dogwoods and redbuds and stuff like that in their yard. But the nature that can be here, the birds, deer, the wildlife, but really the trees are just remarkable. The witness tree is designated as part of the Underground Railroad. UNC Greensboro bored it, and it's over 360 years old. Just think if you had a lawn chair and you were sitting by that tree for the past 360 years, what you would have seen. You would have heard the cannons going off. You would have seen the enslaved people slipping through the woods. You would have seen Hurricane Hugo come along, just all those things. And now you're going to hear giant airplanes taking off from the airport. All that is surrounding it, but yet to preserve a piece of that so that kids can enjoy it, and who knows, grandkids and great-grandkids, they're going to be able to walk the same trail that you and I can come out and walk today.
Keep up with the fundraising and learn more about our protected lands in and around Greensboro by following Piedmont Land Conservancy on social media or going to their website, piedmontland.org.